Good morning. My name is Mario Gomez. I'm Day Operations with California Incident Management Team 1. I'm going to give you your morning update for the east zone of the Dixie fire. Today we're going to have some new folks out and about with us. We have an incoming team, and they're going to be shadowing our operations and our division folks. And they'll be out scouting the fire, getting some situational awareness, and learning what's going on out there with the current operations. But for your morning update, I'm going to start with the hand line that's out by Taylorsville. The hand line out by Taylorsville here continues to be patrolled, and that'll continue for the next couple days. We've got folks in position down in Genesee Valley and up on Grizzly Ridge monitoring this section of fire, and there hasn't been any smokes reported that could potentially cause a threat to our control line. Coming on up into Grizzly Ridge, resources are continuing to patrol and mop up along Grizzly Ridge and work on fire suppression repair all the way out to Lake Davis. Coming on around Lake Davis and Turner Ridge, resources are continuing to work on fire suppression repair and patrol and provide for calls for service in Dixie Valley. Moving down into Dixie Valley, majority of the fire suppression repair has been completed on the dozer lines that you can see here. Resources are going to start progressing their way up to the north and working their way north on the Milford-Beckworth Road. Coming on up into Dixie Mountain, we have no reported threats to our line. I flew the fire yesterday. Things were looking really good, and there's no smokes that pose any threat to our control line. Along the fire's edge here on the Beckworth complex, again, no smokes, no threats have been reported, and we haven't had any calls for service in this area. Moving down into Division Papa, resources are continuing to patrol and mop up and respond to calls for service, as well as working on fire suppression repair along the 395 corridor all the way up to Janesville. Moving on into the Black Mountain comm site, the fire suppression repair continues in this area here along these dozer lines that drop down to 395, and that'll be an ongoing project for the next few days. Moving on out into this area that you can see here, moving into Division Oscar, resources are patrolling this area and scouting for fire suppression repair needs along this dozer line that you can see here. This section of the dozer line that works out to the Walker Fire Scar is in a patrol status. We've had no smoke reports. There's no threats to our control line. Coming up into the Milford spot, resources continue to patrol and work on fire suppression repair along the 395 corridor and respond to calls for service all the way out to Janesville. Coming on up into the Janesville grade road that goes up to Antelope Lake, resources are scouting this area, identifying the suppression repair needs and equipment to go along with it to complete that task. And that holds true all the way out to the Antelope Lake area. Coming across Fruit Growers Boulevard from Antelope Lake, the suppression repair has been completed up to the private property, and resources are scouting and identifying fire suppression repair needs out to the east-west zone break, which is here. Moving on over into Taylorsville, all of the hose that was spread out in and around Taylorsville should be backhauled by the end of shift today. Resources continue to work on fire suppression repair on the dozer lines behind Taylorsville and all the way up to the Mount Huff Lookout Road. Fire suppression repair continues along the Mount Huff Lookout Road, and that'll be an ongoing project for the next couple of weeks. The dozer line that ties Grizzly Ridge and the Mount Huff Road together has had hose strung across it, and the resources have been backhauling that hose for the last couple days, and that should be completed by the end of shift today as well. Dropping down into this area here above Quincy and out to Ketty, this section of the fire is in a patrol status, and that'll remain the case for the next few days. We haven't had any calls for service in here, but folks are available to respond if the need arises. Coming on down into Meadow Valley, resources are continuing to work on fire suppression repair and address any areas of concern, and also provide a call for service for smoke reports. The Bucks Lake Wilderness, the PCT and the dozer line in the Bucks Lake Wilderness continues to be repaired and that'll be an ongoing operation probably for the next week and a half. Taken off to the west from Bucks Lake, this section of the fire is in a patrol status all the way out to Story, and resources will maintain an active patrol and be available to respond for calls for service. Moving up into Caribou, we continue to patrol and monitor the fire that surfaced a few days ago in the Chips Fire Scar. Today will be my last morning update. We have an incoming team that's going to take over the operational updates. We will continue to provide a service for smoke reports, and that'll continue for the next couple of weeks. And I want to thank you for your engagement and your questions. And on behalf of California Incident Management Team 1, thanks and have a good day.